Hi, my name is JC. This is an EVGA 980Ti KINGPIN edition. And when these were brand new, I always dreamt of having a couple of them into my test bench, not test bench, but into my computer in SLI, and but they were crazy expensive, so I just couldn't afford them. Now that they're older and can be found on eBay as broken or as is, I'm actually able to afford them. So I bought a couple of them, and I can. It's time to test them and try and fix them. So I already tested one of them, and it actually outputted an image. So I'm gonna have to put an heatsink, find and put a heatsink on it to see to actually benchmark it and see if it's gonna crash, if it's actually unstable or what. And this is the second one, so let's try and test it and see if this one will also boot up or what. Now it's on the test bench, my test bench now. So let's flip the power supply switch on. Let's power the test bench on. See what's gonna happen. Yeah, lights are lighting up. Huh. Okay. It's actually powering on. Let's shut it off. So guess I'm gonna have to put the heat sinks on to see what's actually wrong with them, because they're both powering on now. Well, not now, but they're actually both powering on. So I'm gonna have to put an actual heatsink on and boot into Windows and see if the drivers will install and what's wrong. Or I could just put them on the bench and put power through them and see if every voltage rails are actually working. That could be another thing I could do. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that first. Okay. So now that we're back on the bench with the first of the two 980 Ti's, let's Kingpin edition. Let's ground ourselves. Let's hook up the DC power supply and make sure that we're up to 12 volts, and verify that the supplies, different power supplies, are present. Make sure everything is there. Everything that should be there is there. So let's do that, shall we? DC and output. So here we go. 1.6 volts should be our VMEM, and 0.9 VCore, 5 volts, 1.05. Okay, looking good so far. This is 1.8 is not there. So that's dead. This is 3.3 volts. What's this one? 5 volts is there. 1.07 is there. So everything seems to be okay. Good. Except we're missing the 1.8 volts. I think Billzoid got the same exact issue on one of his card. So that might be a weakness of these Kingpin 980 Ti Kingpin edition. Well, if they do have such a thing as a weakness. So let's go ahead and try and replace that component. I think I do have a 1.8 volt, not a 1.8 volt, but that component, a regulator, a linear regulator. Let's see if that one will fit. Let's make sure it will fit. Let's see. Will it? Oh yeah, it will. Good. Okay, let's go. Strange. Now, I'm gonna try and use my tweezers to do that, but I'm not really good with them. I haven't used them much. Actually, I haven't used them at all. I usually use two soldering irons, one on each side, to do that kind of job. So I'm not exactly used to using tweezers, so bear with me while I try and remove that component and put the new one in place, because that might be quite a challenge. So let's see how it goes. Shouldn't be too hard. I actually don't care about that one that's on the board right now, at the moment. What I do care about is the next one that will live there. Oh, you know what I should do? Should put new solder on there, so that it goes, it's easier to remove. That's what I should do, but was playing dumb at the moment. Okay, here we go. So one was really playing dumb. Okay, so that last one already has some so let's try it like that. It's lacking the power. Yep. Looks like it doesn't have enough power to not enough heat to remove it. Should have gone with the soldering iron. So I'll set up and I'll be back. So here we go, setup's done. I do have my two, I brought over my my other soldering station. Well, actually they call it a power supply. So that one is able to drive two soldering irons, and it's also more powerful than the other one I was using. Usually it wasn't actually a power issue. That the other one with the right tip would have been able to do that job without any issues, but tweezers, I'm not really used to using tweezers, and you know, that fact plus the fact that this is the tips on my tweezers might not have been the best for that job. You know, I was struggling quite a bit there. So let's see how this will go. And here we go. Done. You see, this is how I'm used to doing it. This is a technique that I was taught while learning my trade, and you know, this is how I like to still like to do it, and getting away with it without any issues. I know some like tweezers, I don't. Maybe I'll get around to actually learning how to actually how the kids, it's summertime, so the kids are having fun. My daughter, my youngest son, and their friends are having some fun at the moment. Anyways, back to discard and tweezers. So maybe someday I'll get around to actually learning and finding some good tips and tricks, but some nice soldering tips, and maybe I'll be able to actually use them properly, or maybe it's just not the kind of packages that that I'll ever be able to use tweezers for. Who knows? Maybe it's just one of the limitations of tweezers, because I've been able to use them to remove a lot of surface mount components lately. I've been using them more and more, but not this one. This one it wasn't working at all, actually, so as you saw. So let's clean this up before putting the new one on. It's always good to clean up your mess before, in between, after. What I'm gonna do next is tin one pad, stick it on. I'm not working under the microscope, not because I don't have a microscope to work under, but because this is such a huge huge device I don't actually need to be working on. So one pad is tinned. So we're gonna take that new ice chip and we'll stick it on there. So let's see how that goes. So it should be stuck on there pretty good. Yeah, done. One lead done. One lead done. I'm gonna use a bit of flux just to be sure, just to be on the safe side of things. So I'm gonna reflow that one. There you go. So let's do it now. That one's done good. That one's done good. And that last one, let's do it properly. And there you go. Done and done and done. So let's shut these off properly. One, two, so no, let's do that again. It was way too dirty. Flux will help clean it up, but it's still quite shouldn't do that over the board, but yeah. Okay, now let's clean it again. And we'll see if we have 1.8 volts or not. We should have 1.8 volts and we should be ready to go. Let's hope we don't have any. Yeah, it's clean, so that's good. Okay, let's go ahead and make sure that we have our no shorts and whoa, 3 point something volts. Not good. Why? Something went wrong. Why? It's probably not expecting the same thing. Oh boy. Well, I did the math based on the components data sheet, and it's not a 1.8. That little guy here is not supposed to output a It's not supposed to output 1.8 volt as configured. It's supposed to output almost 3.3 volts. I'll show you. So it's 1.25 volts multiplied by 1 plus 3.70 ohm divided by 235 ohms plus 10 milliamps, so 0.01, which gives you 3.23 volts output, which was what we were getting at the output. So which means we just found what was the issue with the other card, because I was basing my my assumption was based on the result I had from the other card. I didn't do the math. So yeah, I should always do my math, not assume the other card was correct on that. So yeah, it looks like this is a weak point of these cards, as much as they do have a weak point. Buildzoid repaired one for it. Wasn't I just watched the video again, and it's not one of his. He did it for someone else for free. Nice of him. I did try to contact the guy a couple of occasions in the past, just to offer him help on troubleshooting some cards that he was getting nowhere with, but he never got back to me. I guess this is to be expected when nobody tries contacting someone that was on his way to 100,000 subs at the time. He wasn't there yet, but he was getting there. So I guess that was to be expected of him. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I will have 2 cards, 2 Kingpin edition fixed. The sad thing is the other one doesn't have an actual heatsink, so I'll use a classified heatsink on it. We'll see how it will perform. I'm under the impression that the real deal is with the VRMs and with the actual die, the actual GPU, that lies the magic of a KPE. But I guess we'll see in due time. For now, I just put that one back together, and I did sourced out all of the screws, because that one was apart for a long time, and I know I'll have a lot of people cringing with my paste application, but I don't care. This is nobody should comment on paste application. This is nobody's business except the person who does the application. If a card blows up because of a paste application, that person will learn. I've been in that business for so long that I don't think anybody's got something to show me as far as paste application goes. Anyways, let's finish putting this one back together and let's test it out. It should be back in working order. So I'm gonna have, at the end of all of this, I'm gonna end up having 3 KPE, 3 of them. So what will I do with 3 KPE? You might wondering. I have no freaking clue. Maybe try to do some. I don't have water blocks, or I don't think I could. I don't have liquid nitrogen pots, so I don't think I could go after some extreme overclocking. I'm not gonna do that, but I could run some benchmarks. Is it upside down, or isn't it? Isn't it? No, should be okay. It should be okay. It's, as I said, it's been a long time. I'm so excited to get that one back up and running. Maybe I'll mess around with them and end up sunning them, because they are back working again. They're gonna be as good as new with these new components. Yeah, there's one thing Buildzoid was mentioning, that that little component, that 1117 adjustable component, was a bit of pain to source, but it's not true. I got mine from DigiKey. It's not from the same brand as the one that was on the card originally, but it's still the same thing. So, I mean, it's gonna work just as fine. Is that one stronger? No. I'm gonna use the bigger ones. That's the only thing holding that cooler in place. So I'm gonna use bigger ones. Yeah, let's go. And that one has the same issue, so yeah, 3 Kingpin, because I've got that's something I didn't mention earlier, but I've got another one that I already fixed and had the same part, same defective part. So yeah, so as I said, looks like it's a weak point of them, of these cards. Yeah, sorry about the noise. Looks like the neighbors are doing summer things. Okay, should be ready to roll. What a nice card. What a nice card, guys. Oh my god. I want to see this thing working. So yeah, let's put it on the test bench and fire it up and see how it goes, because I'm anxious. Let's go. Okay, card is now on the test bench. I just got it back together. So let's flip. Yep, power is on. Everything is good to go. Monitor is hooked up. So yep, let's see. Fans are spinning on the card. And yeah, LEDs are on. Yeah. And yeah, here we go. Monitor just lit up. So here we go, here we go. Yeah, well, I did that. Yeah, there's no keyboard, no mouse, nothing. So, can I do that? Can I do that? So, whoa, 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 whoa. There's way too many things. And way too many things around here. okay. That's one thing. Yeah, that was my mouse. And keyboard's right here. So let's hook up a keyboard so that we can actually log in to that thing. So let's see. And here we go. As you can see, whoop, latest drivers just installed without a hitch, and MSI Afterburner is actually detecting the cards, the card without any S's at the end, because I'm running just that single card. And yep, still my little freshly repaired friend on the test bench right here. Come on, you focus please. Oh, I don't know why it's not focusing, but yeah, it's right there. So yep, I haven't ran that test bench in quite some time, so I'm gonna let it go through the updates, and we'll run some 3D marks and no overclock for now, but just a couple of 3D marks run just to be sure that nothing's gonna die, and I'll share the scores with you, and that'd be it. One down, and I'll replace that 1117 on the other card, and I'll probably transfer the heatsink onto the other card just to put it through its paces and make sure everything is working fine. And I'll have 2 more Kingpin Edition 980 Ti running. Oh well, it just did 18,612 fire strike. Not bad at all for a car that was broken just a couple of hours ago. Well, that's pretty much it, folks, for the video. Yeah, so test bench, our little friend video card, so EVGA 980 Ti Kingpin Edition, brought back from the dead. Yeah, so I'll do a follow-up video on that second one, that second video card, and as I said, I've got the second 980 Ti Kingpin Edition, and looks like it's got the same issue, same linear voltage regulator that's defective, so I'll replace it, and I'll see from there if it's the we'll see from there if it's the only thing that's broken on the card, and I'll test it, see how it scores in fire strike, and I'll retest the third one that I have, and I'll see if it's worth it putting the 3 cards on the test bench and do a 3-way SLI. Maybe I even have a third fourth 980 Ti to put on the test bench and do 4-way SLI. That would be something. 4-way SLI. Anyway, so yeah, if you do have one of these and it's broken, it's worth checking out. If you do have around 3.23 volts at the output of that linear voltage regulator, just in case, might be Might be your issue too. 3 out of 3 so far, folks. 3 out of 3. Anyway, see you next time around. Bye.